Hi, I'm MJR Invests, and today we're going to talk about 5 big lessons I've learned from over 3 years of investing. The first one is about over-diversification. This one was a big one for me. I'd always read that portfolios should be diversified, so started by investing in the S&P 500 and the All World Index Fund VWRL. However, after that I was using the Insights tab on Freetrade to invest in other sectors such as finance, tech, consumer goods, telecoms, and others, trying to get an equal weighting in them, as I thought this would instantly diversify the portfolio. After doing this, I realised that I held 66 stocks. This made it an absolute pain to manage, and I ended up selling 36 stocks to rebalance at 30. This would have cost me in stamp duty, FX fees, and other charges, and I'd have been much better off just taking my time and building up a diversified portfolio of stocks that I was confident about. The lesson from this is to have a well thought out portfolio between 5 to 30 stocks, including index funds and ETFs. Lesson 2 is about throwing large lumps of money in at once. This was learnt through a friend of mine who threw his entire yearly deposit of approximately £10,000 into VWRL. Unfortunately for him, he invested in November 2021 at an all-time high of around £92 per share, and the stock has taken 2 years to get back up to that level. I personally prefer dripping investments in so that you buy at both peaks and dips in a stock price. This has worked well for me. I calculate how much I'm looking to invest across the year, divide that by 12, and then invest that amount on the first day of each month, no matter what. This technique has allowed me to beat VWRL since I began investing, and I hope to continue doing this. The lesson from this is to drip feed into a portfolio. Lesson 3 is about investing in stocks outside of your comfort zone. This ties into point 1. I was so set on acquiring different stocks to say that I was diversified that I did not actually understand the business model of some of the stocks. Now you may say that's okay, you have diversification. However, what this meant was that I ended up topping up the stocks that I understood and was confident in, leaving behind those that I did not completely understand. This resulted in a massive gap in my portfolio, whereby 60% of my stocks had over £1,000 invested in them, but others had less than £50. In the end, I sold those that had less than £50, as I would never be confident in throwing a lot of money in them. The lesson from this is to research stocks and execute a buy when you are absolutely confident in the business model and believe in it. Lesson number 4 is about following the crowd. Although I did not invest much into this stock, I was pulled into the hype of technology minerals by the community of Freetrade. Every single day I was reading so much hype around this stock that I thought I was missing out on the next big thing. In reality, I ended up investing at an all-time high and not fully understanding the stock, meaning I actually ended up selling it. This mistake is very common and was seen with a lot of cryptocurrencies and meme stocks during the COVID lockdowns. I've learned to research stocks thoroughly and trust myself. Of course, I will listen to tips from others, but the lesson I've learned is that I will always do my own research before investing in a stock. Number 5 is about not understanding the costs involved with ETFs and index funds. This is a big one, can end up costing you an absolute fortune if you do not understand it. All ETFs and index funds come with a cost. Funds display the cost as a total expense ratio or ongoing charge. VWRL, for example, has a charge of 0.22%. However, at the beginning of my investment journey, I was investing in some ETFs with charges of 0.4 to 1%, such as iAsh, which is a fund in China. I ended up realising this after investing hundreds into these funds. In the end, I ended up selling them and opting for a cheaper all-world fund VWRL and IUSA, which is the S&P 500 with a charge of 0.07%. So these are my 5 big lessons from 3 years of investing. Number 1, it is possible to over-diversify. Number 2, try to drip feed your money in. Number 3, invest in your comfort zone. 4, avoid following the crowd. 5, understand the costs of ETFs and index funds. If you found these tips useful, then please remember to subscribe. I'm also keen to hear from you. What lessons have you learned from investing? Leave them in the comments below, and I'll see you soon with a video summarising my investment portfolio over 2023.